Taxes have been in the news a lot lately, and I mean a lot. And you're probably asking yourself, man, how can I find some tax savings? Is there any way I can do something to lower my tax bill? Well, I'm not an accountant and I can't tell you maybe how to save money on a home office or any other write-offs. I can tell you this. There is ways to lower your tax bills in your investment portfolio using a specific strategy that we're going to go over today. But first, before we dive into that, let's go over what type of taxes you do pay on your investments, specifically investments in the stock or derivatives market. Now, these taxes are called capital gains taxes, and they are two different types of taxes. But first, before we go into the two different types, let's go into what becomes taxable income when you're dealing with your investments, specifically in the stock market or derivatives market, so options. Well, you are only taxed on gains in the stock and derivatives markets. What does this mean? You are not taxed until you realize the profit. So if you buy a stock at 50 and sell it at 60, it's not until you sell that stock for a $10 profit that you are taxed on it. The stock can be in your account and be up $10, but you're not taxed on it because you haven't realized any gains. So it is not until you officially sell the security and capture those gains that they become taxable income. Now, let's go over the different taxes that have to come with selling that stock. And these are called capital gains taxes. There's two different types of capital gains tax: a short-term capital gains and a long-term capital gains. Short-term capital gains vary very much on income, so I cannot go into specifics on where you may fall in this tax bracket, but you can look these up on the IRS's website. They're generally higher than long-term capital gains, and they are only applied to investments that you've gained a profit or realized a profit on in under a year. Whereas long-term capital gains, there are three different tax brackets, a lot simpler. If you make between $0 and $40,000 a year, you're paying 0% in long-term capital gains tax. What does this mean? If you're in that income tax bracket, don't sell your stock, it's in under a year. Simple as that. You won't be paying any taxes on them. That's your simplest tax avoidance strategy when it comes to that. However, I assume most people will fall in the 15% tax bracket, which is $40,000 to $440,000 as a single individual. So most people will probably be paying 15% capital gains long term. And then finally, if you make over $440,000 a year, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, you're paying 20% capital gains tax. So maybe not congratulations. Now, let's go over a specific strategy we can use to not avoid taxes, but lower our tax bill. I want to make that clear. You're not avoiding taxes. You're still going to have to pay them, but let's lower your tax bill a little bit here using a strategy called tax loss harvesting. And as always, I'm going to bring out the trusty whiteboard and we're going to go over the basics. So first of all, we got some assumptions here. First time we're ever using assumptions. I'm an economics major. We like assumptions in economics. You are, first of all, taking long-term capital gains in both these scenarios. Second of all, you're a single individual, like we went over with the tax brackets. And third of all, you're an average earner, so I'm assuming you're making between $40,000 and $440,000 a year. So first off, portfolio A, you had a terrific year in one stock. You made $8,000 in that stock. Yes, I made $8,000. My account is up huge. I'm holding on to a few losers, right? I still got one stock in there that's, down $3,000, but I'm not going to sell that yet. That could go up in the future, right? It's only going to take a little bit longer. They got this new product out. It's going to be a killer. It's going to make up for that loss. So you got this $8,000 in profits, realize tax day comes. Your accountant goes, well, you made $8,000 in the stock market. And you're going to have to pay that 15% capital gains. Okay, cool. That's fine. Don't worry about it. How much? It's $1,200. So instead of taking home $8,000, you're taking home $6,800. That's no fun, right? Okay, so what are my other options? Well, portfolio 2, you make that same $8,000 on that stock, but you get rid of that loser. You're selling the stock that's down $2,500. That's the best way to do it. Why are you hanging on to something that's not making you money? So you sell that $2,500 stock, and now you're only paying capital gains on $5,500 instead of the $8,000. So what's 15% of $5,500? $825. That's a $375 difference. What does this all mean? What does this mean, Parker? What should I do? Well, when you have profits, it's okay to take some losses. Because up until you reach the point of $3,000 in losses, you can start taking it away from your capital gains and getting a lower tax percent and getting a lower tax bill. What that means is if this stock was losing $3,000 and I sold it, I'd still get the tax benefit. I'd only be paying $5,000 or tax based off of $5,000 in profit. So the key is here, don't hold on to your losers if you don't think they're going to go up. You can sell some at a loss. It's okay. It will just lower your tax losses. It's okay to sell losers. It's what the rich people don't want you to know. They want you to hang on to those stocks forever because they know you're going to be paying more taxes because of it. Sell some of the ones that aren't doing well. Don't be so hopeful that they're going to go up in the future. If you're losing a lot of money on them, ditch them. They're not worth your time, and they're going to save you a little money in taxes. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was clear to you. As always, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to find out when I'm making more. Also, if you haven't yet, please check out my podcast. The link will be down below in the description, The Trending Ticker. It's a daily stock market news podcast where we go over everything that happened during the day. And also, I've had some great conversations with some amazing guests in our Sunday sit-down series. I've had former NFL tight end Hakeem Valls on the pod. And also, just this past week, coming up on Sunday, I had Heather Hansen, award-winning trial attorney, best-selling author, and podcaster herself. It's an amazing conversation with really great business insights. So please, if you get the chance, check that out. And always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.